Every year, just before the 4th of July, Michael Rubin hosts his famous all-white party at his luxurious beachfront mansion in Bridgehampton, New York, and it always attracts some of the biggest names in entertainment. This year's event took place on July 1st, and you won't believe the unexpected moment that instantly had the internet talking. Among the celebrity guests were Tobey Maguire, best known for playing Peter Parker in the 2002, 2004, and 2007 Spider-Man films, along with New York rap sensation Ice Spice. Fans were left stunned after a clip appeared to show Ice Spice leaning in as if she was about to kiss Tobey Maguire, sparking non-stop reactions across social media. What makes the situation even more fascinating is how completely different their worlds are. Ice Spice dominates the hip-hop scene, while Tobey Maguire has spent decades as one of Hollywood's most recognizable A-list actors. So seeing those two circles collide caught a lot of people off guard. But that's only the beginning of why this moment has everyone paying attention.
He is no stranger to dating girls his daughter's age and younger. And also, allegedly, according to blind items, he's not a stranger to yachting either, which is where he's met some of these girls.
The age gap has become one of the biggest talking points surrounding this story, and that's where the conversation starts getting complicated. Some people might not see it as a major issue in every situation, but because Tobey Maguire's involved, the discussion has taken on a life of its own. Tobey Maguire is now 51 years old, while Ice Spice is around 25 or 26, creating a difference that many people online immediately focused on. Social media has been flooded with opinions about that age gap, but believe it or not, that's not even what has everyone paying the closest attention. The bigger reason this story keeps gaining traction is Tobey Maguire's long-running reputation and the claims that have followed him for years involving what's often referred to as yachting. And if you're not familiar with what people mean when they use the term yachting, here's where the story takes an even more interesting turn.
Women specifically, sometimes men, mostly ultra wealthy men in the billions of dollars, that get hot people to come on their boats. They pay you to exist on their boats. Sometimes it's with the implication of sexual favor in that power dynamic on a boat out in the middle of nowhere. If they're paying you to be like, you're existing here because I'm literally paying you to be here, then they think that they...
So what exactly is yachting? It's a term that's often used online to describe allegations that some women, including Instagram models, and according to internet speculation, even certain female rappers, attend exclusive gatherings with wealthy and influential people. It's not a label that's only attached to models or social media influencers, despite what many people assume. In fact, you may remember when another rapper found herself at the center of similar online accusations, and that controversy quickly exploded across the internet.
Black girl who makes far more money from yachting than she does from her music career. And according to this blind item, she allegedly has a substance abuse problem that is making her messy and causing her to lose yachting clients. And the blind item reads, this A-list Nepo baby, who's a rapper, singer, niece, cousin, and granddaughter of famous names, earns way more from yachting each week than from her actual music. But her substance habit has gotten out of control, and the messiness is driving clients away fast. And again, this is allegedly Sweetie, who is the niece of MC Hammer, the cousin of Gabrielle Union, and the granddaughter of football player Willie.
When you put everything together, it's easier to understand why this story has exploded online. Ice Spice is one of the biggest female rappers on social media, but many people have questioned how much wealth she has compared to some of the billionaires and Hollywood elites she now appears around. Then you have Tobey Maguire, who has frequently been linked to younger women over the years, and that's exactly why people immediately started connecting the dots after seeing them together. Whether those assumptions are fair or not is another conversation, but that's how the speculation surrounding this moment began. Before diving deeper into those claims, though, there's another angle that has sparked just as much debate. A lot of black men online have pointed out what they believe is a double standard when it comes to interracial dating and relationship expectations. Their argument is that attractive black women, or women closely connected to black culture, including some Dominican and Puerto Rican women, are often said to have a long list of standards for black men. According to that viewpoint, black men are expected to check every box, whether it's wealth, height, appearance, status, or lifestyle, before they're even considered. Yet many of those same critics say they've noticed something different when those women date white men, claiming the expectations often appear much less demanding. Some even reference experiences from traveling through places like Europe, the United States, Uganda, or Kenya, where they say they've seen highly attractive black women with white men who look fairly average by comparison. That's why some people compare this situation to Ice Spice's previously rumored connection with NFL star Sauce Gardner, who fits the profile of a young, successful athlete with fame, major contracts, and the image many expect. Now they're asking why someone can move from dating an athlete in his physical prime to being linked with an older Hollywood actor who represents a completely different lifestyle. To those making this argument, it raises questions about whether different standards are being applied depending on who the man is. Supporters of that perspective say this perceived imbalance is one reason some black men choose to date interracially themselves. Their point isn't simply about race, but about feeling that the expectations placed on them are often higher than those placed on men from other backgrounds. They argue that white men aren't always expected to be the best dressed, the most athletic, or the most charismatic to receive the same level of attention. Meanwhile, they believe black men are frequently expected to excel in nearly every category before being viewed as equally desirable. Whether you agree with that perspective or not, it's a conversation that continues to generate strong opinions across social media. In fact, similar arguments have surfaced before, including during discussions with people like Al Gree, who made many of the same observations while talking about dating dynamics during his time in Brazil.
Stuff I shop at Target. I get me some Bugs Bunny t-shirts. it's some Mickey Mouse shirts. All you see my. Right. They don't want no Gucci. I don't need Gucci. I don't need none of that. And I get no Jordans. I go out there my new Jordans are the flip-flops. What?
He even joked that he could throw on a pair of flip-flops, wear a Bugs Bunny t-shirt, and still walk outside without giving it a second thought. His point was that in his experience, dating expectations can feel very different depending on the situation. He even shared a personal story about almost moving to Atlanta after being encouraged by Kevin Samuels, along with MTR and several other content creators, before Kevin's passing changed those plans. According to him, if he had made that move, Kevin Samuels would have expected him to be dressed to perfection every single day. He laughed about how he'd probably have to swap his inexpensive cologne for Tom Ford and completely upgrade his wardrobe just to keep up. The bigger point he was making wasn't really about designer brands. It was about the amount of effort he believed black men are expected to put into their appearance. In his view, many black women, especially in America, place a strong emphasis on style, grooming, and presentation. He described it as the kind of relationship where your outfit gets checked before you even leave the house. If your shirt doesn't match, your haircut isn't fresh, or your overall look isn't polished, he believes you're going to hear about it immediately. He also made it clear that he doesn't necessarily see that as a bad thing, saying it often comes from a place of care and wanting your partner to look his best. However, he questioned why those same appearance standards don't always seem to be applied when some women date men from other racial backgrounds. He argued that in those cases, qualities like being kind, dependable, a provider, or respectful often become the first things people notice instead of fashion or physical presentation. He acknowledged that those character traits absolutely matter for black men as well, but he feels they're sometimes judged only after clearing several other hurdles first. His overall argument is that attraction and dating standards can sometimes feel uneven depending on who's being evaluated. He believes many black men feel they have to first prove they're attractive enough, successful enough, and socially acceptable before getting the opportunity to show who they really are. Then, if the relationship progresses, they may still feel pressure to demonstrate financial stability, emotional commitment, and in some situations, even the ability to step into a parental role. Whether people agree with that perspective or disagree entirely, it's a viewpoint that continues to fuel passionate debates whenever conversations like this surface online. He argued that over time, a man's character is ultimately what keeps a relationship together, regardless of race. After all, if someone is disrespectful or abusive, most partners will eventually walk away, no matter who they are. From his perspective, that's one of the reasons some black men say they choose to date outside their race, because they believe they're able to be appreciated for more than just their image. He also claimed that many white women, and even some African or Caribbean women, whether raised in the US or elsewhere, tend to place less emphasis on expensive clothes, designer brands, or having the latest sneakers. According to his view, a successful black man doesn't always have to be the flashiest person in the room for those relationships to work. Then he shifted back to Ice Spice and questioned the optics of the situation. His argument was that if a high-profile black man is expected to invest heavily in a relationship, only for someone to later be linked to an older white celebrity with a reputation for short-term romances, it's understandable why some people raise eyebrows. He suggested that critics believe those kinds of choices send mixed messages about dating standards and long-term intentions. In his opinion, even if someone is young, attractive, and famous enough to continue attracting successful partners, those decisions could still affect how future relationships are viewed. He closed that point by arguing that if someone is widely perceived as pursuing casual, short-term connections, other high-profile men may become more hesitant to see them as a serious long-term partner, whether that perception is fair or not.